Hey guys, Rocky here. Just figured I would do another small video. It's not a very long video, or a very in-depth video. It's just Valentine's Day is coming up, and I've got a little bit of a project that I want to finish up to use as a Valentine gift for Nancy. So, without further ado, let's get to the video. Like I said, Valentine's Day is coming up, and this little project came up here, so I figured I might as well tell you about that and show you a little bit, even though some of the work is already done. But a while back, Nancy had picked up this little, was like almost like a dinner tray, square, rectangular, but it really wasn't the dinner tray. That's just how it's shaped. If you flip it over to the flat side, instead of looking at the dish side, the flat side actually was a Ouija board. Ouija. It was a Ouija board. So the flat side facing out, the side that's supposed to face out from the wall when you hang it up, is actually a Ouija board. She was going to put that on the wall. She thought maybe I told her I didn't really like the Ouija board that much. Not a big deal, but she wanted to put it up, she could. But anyway, she decided that maybe she would give it away to Cece. Cece really likes that stuff. And then, I don't know, I just kind of hung around for a while. We never did anything with it. And then one day she got this idea that she was going to use the board anyway, but not as a Ouija board. She was going to cover the surface with something else. And she has this material that she's used to make chair covers and a few other things that kind of matches the theme of her decorating that she's done in the house. So she decided to put some of that onto this board. So I'm going to show you the board, show you the material, and tell you what my plan is here to do with this. She asked me quite a while ago after she put this material on. She said, you know, she had the material on there, but the outer edges, the material, she didn't cut it quite right, so it didn't actually fit the board and cover all the edges of the board and look the way that she wanted it to. So, and even if it had, you know, she knew that there was something missing. She didn't know what, but there had to be something else to it. That wasn't a finished product. So she asked me to see if I could come up with some idea. First thing I did was I tried painting a border, a black border around the edge of it, which didn't really, I mean, it was okay, it helped, but it didn't cover up the frayed ends of the material, where the material was a little bit short, that sort of thing, tattered somewhat, so it didn't really come up all that well. So I thought, you know, I've got to come up with some kind of a frame that I can put on it to cover it over and do something with it. So thinking of framing stuff, I got thinking back about what I had done with the table and how I had cut the 2x4s to look like angle iron, painted it black, you know, and that actually came out pretty good. So now that I know how to do that, I figured, okay, well, maybe I'll do the same thing on this. I'll give it a border, use the nice black tacks, and pin this border onto the board. But anyway, here's what I've got so far. I'll show you. Right now I've got the 2x4s cut to look like angle iron. I don't have them painted black yet. I do have tacks in it to hold it in place just to make sure everything fits on the board the way I want. There's a few gaps on the ends, but that's okay. I will explain that in a few minutes, what I'm going to do to fix that. But here's what the board looks like right now to date. We've got here's our board, and as you can see in the middle, that's the material I was talking about. She kind of likes that stuff. It's I don't know, cafe kind of stuff. It says Paris, France on it. It has that France look to it, or whatever you want to call it, or I don't know, coffee shop, cafe look. Like I said, this was just it was just a board, had the material on it. These pieces on the edges here weren't there yet. I just cut those. Just put those on, used the same process I used last time, which was, you know, obviously to cut this to look like angle iron. As you can see on top here, it's overlapped a little bit. And of course, like I said, the corners don't quite meet. I did cut them a little short, but that's okay because I don't plan on leaving them tacked like this, even though this is painted black, and these tacks will kind of get lost if I do that. On this particular piece, I had a different idea. So what I thought I would do is I've got this stuff that my daughter-in-law gave me, Faith. There's a few pieces of it. This, I don't know if this is brass or if it's copper. Same thing I used to, no, I was going to say it was the same thing I used to cut out my Maltese cross, but it's not. I was going to cut the Maltese cross out of this, and then I decided not to waste the material. I used something else. But, of course, I did do some testing with my plasma cutter on the corner there, which I probably shouldn't have. I messed up that corner. But what I want to do is I want to cut the corners off of this, and then I'm going to fabricate those corners in such a way that that I can, once this is painted black, then I'm going to fabricate the corners in such a way, I'm going to cut them across this way. Sorry guys, I'm going to cut the corners across this way, and probably notch it to match the corner where the stuff comes together underneath, so it matches here. And then I'm going to cut it. I'm going to make it a little bigger. I'm going to overlap it just a little, probably about 1/2 inch each way, so then that I can tuck the edge over here and tuck the edge over here and put a tacks on each edge there, just to kind of hold the frame together a little better. And then I'm going to, once that's on, of course you can see this is a nice brassy or copper look to it. I'll use these little black tacks here, and I'll drill holes in this because it's pretty thick. I won't be able to shove those tacks through, but I'll make sure this is glued down good, and then I'll put this on. I might even put a little glue behind this as well, and then through the holes I'll tack this into place so that I have a nice little brass piece on the end here on both sides. Well, not both sides, I should say all 4 corners. So I'll have that in all 4 corners. Nice brass trim on all 4 corners here. And I might even put a little strip of some sort, you know, some kind of a pattern on there, or maybe at the bottom, you know, like you would with a plaque. You know, if you had a plaque, you might have a little metal piece at the bottom saying something on it, the date, the purpose, or what this actually is, a description. I do have a little punch type set that has letters and numbers that you know, can be used specifically for this type of thing. I can actually write whatever I want on it. You basically put the little punch, whatever letter, up against the metal, put the metal on a piece of wood surface or something, and hit it with a hammer, and I can actually indent and actually print on the metal. So I can actually put a nice little tag at the bottom, some sort, with something on it. I just got to come up with an idea of what to put on it. You know, maybe the date, Happy Valentine's Day, or something like that. I don't know. But that's what I thought I would do. She wanted me to do this as a small project, but at the same time, it's time consuming. You know, I could probably do this here in the next couple hours. I want to get this one out of the way, set it aside. I'll probably still go purchase some flowers and the usual stuff, and see if I can find some other gift for her. But this will be kind of a surprise because it'll be done. She's kind of forgotten about it, I guess. It's one of those things that, you know, sometimes I start things and I set it aside and don't get to it for a long time again. This will be a surprise to her that I finally finished it. If it comes up half decent, which I'm sure it will, probably be okay. It would have been nice if this brass or copper metal had been a little thinner, because then I could have cut it easy with tin shears or something. But now I've got to go, because it's a little bit thick, I have to use a cutting stone on my grinder probably to cut that the way I want. But I'm going to measure it up, cut it, see if I can get it to look half decent. I'm not even sure if I will try to tuck it over the top edges. I mean, you know, this will probably hold together if I put some glue behind it, even without doing that, but it'd just be a nice finishing touch if I could do that, right? So, yeah, so without further ado, I'm going to go cut the metal, and once I got the metal cut and one piece to fit the way that I want it to fit, I'll show you that. And then from there, I'll go and cut the other 3 pieces and do the 4 corners and finish it up and show you guys what it looks like.